There are so many issues that need urgent attention in Nigeria. One that tops the list is the case of insecurity in the country, as kidnappings and banditry have become the order of the day. The security agencies, however, in the last few days have stepped up in tackling the issue, with the military confirming the capture of some of the attackers that killed worshippers in a church in Owo, Ondo State, and the police also arresting a gang of kidnappers in Adamawa State. The economy is another talking point, as the value of the naira slumped to a record low at the parallel market a few weeks back. Former Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, also lamented on the current state of the nation, saying that Nigeria will not be where it was if the public officer orders take their job seriously. Sanusi disclosed that he warned the president, Muhammadu Buhari administration, that his economic policies will destroy Nigeria's economy. But if there are two things this current regime can hold on to as some of its legacies, it will be signing into law the Petroleum Industry Act 2021 and the Electoral Act 2022. So joining us this morning on the show as we discuss the state of nation, Chief Rita Lori Ogbebor, a frontline Itsekiri leader. Welcome to the show and pleasure to have you on the show. I'll just quickly, talk to you, ask you a question on the level of insecurity in the country. What's your read on it?
Thank you, Rufai. And Trudeau, glad to talk to you. And the other man who is a worry man, I think.
Yes, you're right.
What's the name again?
Emmanuel Efeni.
Emmanuel Efeni,
Yes.
how do you do?
I'm cool, ma.
Very well, thank you, Ma. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Rufai, can you reframe your question so that I can answer you very quickly?
Okay. What's your take on the state of insecurity in Nigeria? Are things getting better or otherwise?
Rufai, things are getting worse. Worse because, and it will be worse, because the situation in the country is not being looked at from the root. We have a problem, and the problem has to do with our poverty. And our poverty stems from productivity. The only product which we produce is the oil. And the oil has not been taken very seriously in terms of productivity. The oil is just a product that they think they can go to the ground or go to the creeks and they set their pipes and they collect oil, they go and sell. Nothing concerns them with maintaining the place and looking after the people. So the people have resorted to self-help. And not only self-help, their self-help is in two ways. One, turning their eyes, not looking at what is happening, allowing people to take away the oil without reporting to the authorities. Because the people who should do so are the inhabitants of the land, the people themselves. If they were well looked after, they feel they have a stake, they will be the one to report the stealing that is going on in the Niger Delta. But no, they are not looked after. Even the money that comes from the oil doesn't go to them. It doesn't go to the grassroots. The whole money is siphoned up there. So what is their business? And when they cannot eat, what do you want them to do? They will go and do and bunker. But I want to say here, the bunkering in the Niger Delta is not done by the people. They are petty bunkerers, petty thieves who are hungry, who just take a boat, go and collect some oil and sell on the streets. But the real bunkers are the ones, the big thieves. They are the ones who wreck our country. They are the ones who are wrecking our country. The big thieves who bring ships, bring their big ships on the high sea. Then they are the ones who encourage, if there's any stealing by the younger ones in the creeks, they are the ones who encourage them to bunker and come and sell to them. And when the people go, they are selling this oil in the ships. They are hovering around the seas, selling the ships, selling oil. Is it the small boys who are hungry, who are neglected with their children, who have ships to go to the high sea to sell our oil? It is not. So when you do that, you have not given us, the Niger Delta people, especially the young ones, you've not given us, you've not put us in a pride of place. You've not recognized us as serious stakeholders. We are being treated because we are not at that high up there, as if we are slaves in the country. And so we turn our eyes when the evil is being perpetrated. And when they are hungry, they may go there and bunker a boat, go and sell on the streets. That is not, it's not what is wrecking our country. It is not. It is our people. And it is because Nigeria itself, they are not patriotic. I know during the war, the Biafran crisis, when BP tried to do something that is wrong, then I was in the Nigerian television. We were the one who reported to the government on that day of the day. We called Aida and said, this is what is happening. And it was nipped in the bud. This is one of the reasons. Things we saw, we reported. One of the reasons why the war came to an end. But we are not stakeholders. We are not regarded as such. All the money is taken from us and put and spent in the cities, in the world cities. So our attitude is, what is our business? Now, I think this is the situation. And now the people there out there too, we see that there's no accountability. The product is our own. Say what you like. Before this country, before we signed the treaty to have one country, everybody had his own pocket of land. When you now come and we say, okay, we all go together, whatever is the case, you still give us that respect. Now, once the Naira goes down, that is when everybody remembers, Niger Delta, the boys are stealing. They are doing this, they are doing that. They rush into our homes, into our villages, and threaten us with guns, and that we are the thieves, we are the... Like what happened recently. I saw all of them in our creeks saying as if we are thieves. We are not thieves. We are not thieves. The big thieves are the big thieves who are running this country. Okay. And I am a mother.
Okay, Mama,
I'm a mother in this country, and I can't take it anymore. Yes. Enough is enough.
Okay, Mama,
so I'm calling on the president.
Here. Okay. Yes, you've talked about these oil thieves, not necessarily petty thieves, but big-time people who bring vessels to steal our oil. And sometimes we wonder how the security agencies The military, in the water, the navy, how they are not able to stop all these persons who are stealing our oil. But that's another story. But let me bring you home. Now, you are not just an Itsekiri leader, you're also a Niger Delta activist who had canvassed for better control of our resources. Now, the 13% derivation which oil-producing states are entitled to, we have DESUPADEC. That money is shared 50-50 between the state government and the DESUPADEC. Are you satisfied with the way this 13% has been deployed in the last 20 years? And my second question, so that you just take both. My second question, in a few days' time, Ogiame Atuashe III will be marking his first anniversary as the monarch of Warri Kingdom. He seemed to have brought a number of changes. How will you see this, his reign so far as development of Iwere land is concerned? My two questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Your first question, can you, sorry,
Yes.
can you repeat it again?
Derivation for oil-producing states.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Yes. Are you satisfied with the way it's being
Thank you,
used?
Emmanuel.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Emmanuel, thank you very much for that very good question. The 13% derivation is a very serious problem. When it was enacted, I knew and I saw trouble coming, that we are not going to have an easy way. That is the downtrodden, the people whom the 13% is supposed to serve. Who is the 13% supposed to serve? Is it the cities or the people in the creeks? People, when you are sitting in your house, the pipe is, you see the oil going, and you come out of your house, you want to plant corn, you cannot, because the land is no more good. Or fish, the land is, you cannot fish in the waters. And I told the then governor of Delta State, Chief Bori,
James Bori,
I told him that this 13% should be separated so that people can gain for the losses they are sustaining. They didn't listen to me. I was angry. I took them to court. And I was in court with Bori for 8 years. I was the one who started all this. The Sopadek dead said something. I started it. Bori did not listen until the end of his tenure. Then he graciously set up the Sopadek. And I must tell you, Emmanuel, I am very, very disappointed. I'm disappointed in my people, in my own people, because contracts were given. How, where, why is it completed? We don't. There's no accountability. And after being in court for 8 years and talking, I am a mother. I'm tired. I still talk to this day. Half contracts not done. They're all over the place. That 13% is now the pocket money of governors. The people there, down there, my people are dying every day. There's no school. There is no hospital. I am crying. I'm crying. That is what 13% has come to do. And I'm afraid the PIA will take the same way. We go the same way. Because there's no accountability. What the federal government does is just to throw the money there and say, well, okay, we know we have to give you some money. There's the money. Do what you like. The federal government, as long as they are doing that, they don't regard that place as a worry, the Niger Delta, as an important area that they should monitor and get accountability. They will suffer. We are suffering. They too will suffer. So what I'm part of the reason I've come on today is that I'm asking that a body should be set up. That body should be attached to the presidency. A body of transparency, accountability, where this oil money can be monitored from the beginning to the end. But as long as you think you're going to throw some money with these big men, can, through this system, can convert into their own, and it's okay, your people, we've done our best, and we gave you money. True, we are going to suffer. My people will suffer. The grassroots will suffer. We are suffering now. But Nigeria is now suffering. You are talking about foreign exchange. What is foreign exchange? I've heard a lot of talk about foreign exchange, using some mechanism. You do this, manipulating money. You cannot manipulate money and get a substantial stability for the country. When you come, foreign exchange is based on productivity. And your main product today that the Nigeria depends on is oil. So if you don't monitor, if the president feels or the president feels, or the people feel that this, it is nothing, they can just go there and take the oil and continue to sell. They have now seen the result. So can the president please set up a body of accountability from the attached to the presidency? There must be some accountability. There must be. That is the only way. Otherwise, we will suffer in the Niger Delta. My people will suffer. Ijos will suffer. Chekeris will suffer. Because we are in the sea. We are in the bottom of the water. We will suffer, but this country will suffer more. And at the end, there will be anarchy. What is going to come is anarchy. Anarchy in the land because there's hunger. And of course, there's a limit to what a human being can take.
Okay, Ma, but
we will not take it.
The people who are collecting contracts are not executing it. They are our people. Are we doing enough to hold them? We know them. They collect our money and use it to do big man. Are we holding them accountable? Are they not our people that they are giving this contract? Are we holding them accountable, Ma?
Emmanuel, yes. Emmanuel, I have done my best. As of today, I have two cases in the court. One was that of the NDDC and NDDC. The two of them, where people think that I fought for NDDC. When President Obasanjo was there, I was one of those who fought for it. Just like I fought for the Sopadek. I'm always fighting. Now, this NNDC thing, as you will very well know, it has its laws. There's a master plan. And according to the law, it is stated that the matter of NDDC, the law says it must be rotated. There's rotation. The chairman of the governing board will be rotated. And this is how we have kept the law. That is why the first person in 2001 appointed was Onyema. Onyema was the first chairman. After Onyema, we had Adam. After Adam, we had AVM Larry. Then we had Tarifa. I may not get the name right, but Tarila. Then we had Basi Ensho. We had Ndoma Egbe. This is the way. This is what the law states. And when it comes to the managing director, it is stated that for the highest for producing states, they will produce the MD. And so far, and it will also follow among, just let me read this part to you. The managing director is to be an indigene. The managing director, what we said and what the law said is that you have to be an indigene of the area. An indigene. Because there's no way, if you're not an indigene, there's no way you can manage the Niger Delta. Because the water alone, even those of us who are born there, grew up there, when you smell the water sometimes, you vomit. Because the sea. So how can you, if you are not from the place, how do you want to sit in the office and know what to do? And tell people who know the place what to do? They sit in the office, they just get anybody. They say, oh, I did political science, or I'm a doctor, or I'm a this. You can't go into the sea. Therefore, you don't know the problem of the sea. You don't know what the people are saying. You don't know if there's anything happening, you don't know. How can you manage the area? Now, politicians, they lobby. Especially this period is a bad time for the Niger Delta people. The total amount of money every year is about 700 billion. This is what all the politicians are looking for. Everybody wants to go there and take this money to use for their campaign. To this point, I 3 weeks ago, I read in the papers that Akpabio, Chief Akpabio, Omar Keke, and Silva, they've decided already the fate of the people who are going to manage the board. How can it be? They have forgotten that they did the same thing 3 years ago. I took them to court. That there is a law that governs NDDC. You can throw it to the wind. We never vote for it. For instance, I have never taken contract before. And I don't want to know. I don't want them to do the right thing. I don't ask for favors too. So how come? Now, You want to set a board. The board you have set up does not follow the law. All because the money is what is important to everybody.
Okay,
I went to court. I've been there for 3 years.
we are running out of time.
I don't know whether that is why they've not been able to set up the board after 3 years, but I think it's part of the reason that the president, because I've been shouting, I've been crying, that is why the board has not been set up. But now, they want to set up the board. And before Akpabio left, he penciled down Dimaro. The name is fuller than this, but I can't pronounce the whole thing. Dimaro.
Okay, ma.
He penciled him down as the MD.
Can you just spend the last 1 minute to talk about Ogiame Atuwashe III, first anniversary, the changes he has brought to Iwere land, just before we round off?
May God bless him. May his crown remain on his head. May his shoes remain on his feet. He is the only hope today of the Itsekiri people. I'm grateful to that he went to school. He learned and is affecting all that he has learned, is using it for the progress of the people. But I tell you, he has more problems.
Yeah.
He has more problems on these oil matters. There are people, middlemen, who are fighting him. But he will not talk because fathers don't talk. They take it all. Me, I am appointed by his father, and I'm on oath not to do politics, but to say only those things that are right for the Itsekiri land. I will fight and be fighting. But Emmanuel, I am tired.
Okay, on this
But
note,
this
ma'am, we want to thank you very much for appearing on our program and for all the insights you have given. I'm sure you have so much to say. Thank you very much, Chief Rita Lori Ogbebor, my auntie from Warri.